Alright guys, a little insight on what I got going on here. So once in a great while we make human mistakes. Andy's got all these awesome bins here with parts cut up and ready to go. Usually got a bin full of parts for one car, which we're building over there. Tyler's working on it right now. Last week when I was cutting up or building the car with Tyler, one of the door bars, I kind of screwed it up a little bit and couldn't salvage it or make it work at all, so I scrapped it, used it for something else. So right now I'm going to make up a new door bar, and Andy's got all the stuff in here, all these programs for bending all the stuff up. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. Get that done and go put the doors together. There we go, guys. Door bar, a couple minutes, ready to go again. Let's go put it in the car. Alright guys, door bars are done on the right side. There you go, that was a quick door bar for you. Tyler's in there welding the bottom side of the wedge bar. He's working on the left side door bars, so prop you up. You guys can watch him finish tacking those together. He'll be done with them shortly. They don't take very long. He whips them out pretty quick. So I'll set you up and you can watch him.
Tuesday afternoon to everybody. I am headed to Powder Coat to pick up a metallic silver race car right now. It's been pretty busy, a lot going on. I think we got, I don't know, Patrick gave you an update of what's going on in the shop, so I had to go pick up nuts and bolts and stuff this morning because Fastenal doesn't have a rep that comes out to our place anymore. So I am just headed to Powder Coat, pick up a chassis. I'll give you an update when I get there. I'm taking the same route, so we'll just leave that out for this trip and move along from there. See you when we get there. Alright, so back at the shop. Got everything unloaded. Car just needs some stickers and some interior. Looks like this one's about ready to come off the jig. Doesn't look like it's too far off. And then I'll start building that one. And yep, that's our progress. Alright, so today we're going to do some fun facts with Paul. Ask some questions, get some response. So fun facts. 2018, B&B Racing Chassis has built 56 race cars. They had 238 feature wins, 21 track championships, and 2 national championships. 2019, B&B built 58 race cars. We sucked and didn't have good stats on that. 2020, built 63 race cars, 1 national champ, 298 feature wins, and 26 track championships. 2021, 65 cars were built, 2 national championships, 321 feature wins, and 31 track championships. 2022, we are on target to still build in that 50 to 60 range, and we have 5 feature wins so far. So in the last 5 years,
actually 7, I think it is, because we forgot to post Shelby's win and Jason Jocelyn's win.
Nope, there you go. So we have 7 wins so far. But for target for 2022, in the last 5 years, B&B will have put out over 300 race cars in the last 5 years.
That's pretty crazy.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. You don't ever get time to really sit and think about it, because everything always happens so fast, and you're always just whatever to the next car, or wherever you're going. But yeah, it's pretty amazing when you put it into numbers or look at it like that. But yeah, it's pretty crazy, pretty amazing, really. Yeah.
All right. So we have about 6-7 questions here. What is a typical build season? When does it start? When does it end? You know that you always have those things in the summertime that come in and out. But what's a typical build season for a year?
Usually like July 1st or whatever, that's when you kind of come out with your next year's model. So that's when the 2000, you would go from like 2022, then so July would be 2023s. Most of the time you start building or production of the 23s usually in August. So I mean, usually that's the beginning of the build season, is like August 1st. But then, you with racing and everything, you're not at full swing until after the season's over. So usually stuff really doesn't get trucking out the door until after September, October 1st. But so yeah, literally, I don't even know what that is, but usually September, October, November, December, January, February, March, you got 8 months there or whatever to build that many race cars. So you got to be putting 2 to 3 cars out a week.
Going into that leads to the next question. Then going into a build season, what's a chassis builder's expectations of a build season?
I don't like expectations as far as what we got to get done, or I mean,
just overall, what going into a build season, what are the plans, or well, better yet, how do you come up with the ideas of making the
changes that you make for the next year,
evolving
the chassis? That literally just comes from listening to your racers, and everything is trial and error. Like, I mean, I've been in the business now since 1993. It actually shows my age, which is painful, but so 1993, we legit business. 1995, so we're almost closing in on 30 some years. But I mean, literally, like our stock cars, it's just 30 years of trial and error. I mean, you're always honing that. You're always sharpening the blade. You're always honing your skills. So it's like you're, whatever, whether it be a shock mount, if you move it here or there, like this year, I think we just made some subtle changes. 2020, we made real big changes, moved the cage set back and did all that stuff. 21, we changed our rear ends and we went to different width rear ends, which IMCA just got caught on. So now we don't know if those are going to be legal, which is kind of funny. But but just little things like that. Always just trying to hone your craft, hone your skill, hone the car, just making it better, making it more user racer friendly. Whether it be shock mounts or change this or change that. And so yeah, pretty much listening to your racers, and it helps out too. Myself personally, I'm past 2 years now, 3 years, 2.5 years, I've had my own race car, which kind of helps out too, because then you get hands on your car. So then you can, if a customer has an issue or a complaint or you want to change something, then you can kind of see it firsthand too. So it works out good that way.
And at this point in time, did you ever imagine that you would be at this point to where in 5 years you've built over 300 race cars?
No, I don't. I don't know. It's just weird because it's like, I mean, I guess if a guy was real arrogant, like there are some people out there that, they like to, I could get stupid with how I talk. But I mean, you got to be professional, of course, because we're on a GoPro. But I mean, it's all ego based, I think, because I mean, to me, I think I'm a humbled person. I don't, gloat. I don't, I always say compare dick lengths. I can use that. I don't, it is what it is. I'm not swinging my dick all over the place like there are some guys out in this world or that build race cars that do that. But I'm not into that stuff. I try to keep a PQ. But it is humbling. It's crazy that I'd never thought there, because it always seems like you're just building one car. So it's kind of like being on the racetrack with 30 people. People are always afraid of, oh God, there's 30 cars out there, but in reality you're only racing against 2. So same thing like building cars, you never realize how many cars you got out there because you're only just working on the one that's in front of you. So and we're always so busy, so you never get a look at the big picture. But like, we're gonna go to Texas here on Friday, and then I might be jumping the gun, but it's humbling. It's pretty crazy how it evolves, and sometimes you don't ever get the chance to see how it has evolved until you go to some of these other races and you look around and you're going like, holy buckets, there's a lot of cars out here, but
so
pretty cool.
That's awesome. I did have a viewer that asked a question, kind of a little bit off the grid here, but typically what's more important, running that consistent race or the feature win? How does that help somebody that is maybe struggling, and they like, how important is that first feature win, or just in that first season running consistently in the top 5 or whatever that might be, if you kind of know where I'm going?
To start off with, the first thing about everybody has to realize with racing, there are some people that can do it as naturally comes to them, or they have to earn it. Or like myself, I feel I was a perfect good example of that. I raced for 18 years. I never had the opportunity. I built my own race car, so we never had anybody telling us what to do, blah, blah, blah. But racing is the most frustrating thing you'll ever do in your life. But in the reality, it's the most easiest thing you'll do in your life if you just focus on what you're doing. Because there's so much smoke and mirrors in this business that, it can get people lost. It gets people frustrated. And then guys that don't know how to drive, if they just focus on, once again, their skill or their ability, and then hone that and get better at driving a race car. I mean, people always put that, they want to win a race, Well, that's not practical for everybody. Not everybody. There are going to be people that race for 20 years and never win a race. But they never gave up on themselves. They never gave up on that. But, it's a tough deal. It's frustrating, but yeah.
That makes sense. So in this sport, we've seen a lot of young drivers coming up. So who do you think, who should people be watching for? Who do you think could potentially be maybe the next Mike Nichols? Do you think anybody will surpass his feature wins?
It's going to be, there's people out there that got the talent. There's people that have the talent to beat Mike Nichols' records, but if they, I don't know if they'll stay in the, they're going to have to put a lot of years into, you're going to have to race in that class for a long time before you're going to start beating Mike Nichols' records. But there are guys out there I think that could do it, but I don't think I'll see it in my lifetime. I don't think I will. I don't know. It's going to be tough to beat that.
Yeah.
But
so you kind of already jumped the gun. You're kind of making a liar out of me, because my last video, I did talk about, people always ask, when can you come to this race? When can you come to that race? But we have a shop of literally 5 people.
Right.
It's really hard to get you out here. We all know that it's important for you to go out. You made the decision literally yesterday morning, 10:30 a.m.
Yeah.
You are leaving for Texas on Friday.
Yes.
What are you looking to gain out of that? What's your mission of the trip?
It pretty much, try to help, if you can. Some people don't need help, some people don't want help, but sometimes just to be there to show support or whatever and stand behind your product, and help somebody out if they need it, or if they got a question, we'll be there. Somebody needs a wrench on a car, I don't really want to change a motor or something, but if I got to, I will. Whatever it takes to, keep people happy. It's kind of that old, kissing babies and shaking hands, people spend a lot of money in the shop here, and we realize that, and then it's, so sometimes you just got to pay it back with helping them out, or, showing that you're there for them. So, yeah, it was literally, that was like a last minute decision, because we were like, I had like 4 or 5 phone calls yesterday morning, and all of a sudden you realize how many cars are going to be going down there, and you're just like, I got to go, and I probably shouldn't be going, because we got the rest of our list here to build to, whatever, but it'll all work out.
Right.
But yeah,
right.
But yeah,
That
that's the biggest reason for going is,
yeah.
Yep.
Just to be there, just to be support, just to show, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Any last words, any fun facts that maybe people don't know that you want to share with them, or you got anything to?
Not really. Do
you want to sing "You Lost This Loving Feeling"?
Yeah, no, I'll save that for the next episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So, well, I guess that's it. Like I said, we still have some cars to build, but Paul is leaving for Texas, and I guess we'll maybe do a recap after Texas, how it went and what he learned down there.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks.
Yep.
All right, so we'll wrap this video up with a quick look around the shop here. We got chassis number 46 being built right here. And we have chassis number 45 right here. And so if you remember from a previous video, 45 was over here, and we moved 45 over here to get it built quick, because this one and this one are going to their new home on Saturday. Snowstorm has cleared in South Dakota, so the outside, the hobby stock will be leaving. This shiny new piece here, this is number 42. This shiny one is leaving tomorrow. This one is literally as you see it, just the chassis, interior, and fuel cell with powder coat on it. So that's what will happen here in this video. I really hope you enjoyed listening to Paul. Just figured we'd throw out some fun little facts for you about B&B Racing chassis. Like Paul said, we're approaching 30 years and enjoying it. And so, yeah, that's where we are. And have a good day.